all I want to do is figure out how America got its name. All right, that's all I care about.
Me.
Because Columbus found it, right? So why shouldn't it be called like Columbia or something?
Well, weren't the people that were here before Columbus, right? There were human beings here, Homo sapiens.
Cut to the Ollie G script where he's like,
I don't do that stuff. I ain't got nothing against it.
Oh, it's the homo that threw him off.
okay, so yeah, there were Homo sapiens here, but they didn't really count because we're looking at Europe, and Europe is what counts back in the
Dude,
day.
let's clip that. The people that were here before Columbus, quote, don't really count. Dylan Chardon.
Historically speaking, they don't really count. But what does count is everything in Europe, and increasingly Asia. Because the reason why this whole shindig happened, where people were like, hey, let's go over to, let's go west, was because they were trying to go east. And that's just the shortcut. We all know the story, right?
Going to get more spices?
You want the spices, dude. The spice trade is the shit, because they got like nutmeg, they got cinnamon, black pepper. Never mind their ceramics, they're fine china. We like that. They got silk if you're trying to get dripped out. They got gold, silver, whatever you want is
Opium?
over in Asia. Opium, they got that, dude. Opium dens were the shit. I don't know. I think that it was like 1800s, but they were probably ripping for centuries. So we want all that. If you're a rich European, you want that. Now,
So they say, I want more. We are out of that in Europe. I'm going east to find more.
or
of
we
it
ain't even
in-
got it.
Oh, they don't even have it. Oh.
It's just not there, dude. So the only place you can get it, you got to go to the source. But how do you get to the source? Because they can't like go and airdrop things from the far east Indies over to Europe easily. So you got a couple options. One, the OG Silk Road, and that's like the whole Mongol territory, go through China on land. It's a long ass haul, and there's just a lot of middlemen in the way. If you don't like land, you can go by sea. Sea, you got that whole like Indian Ocean, you can cut through there, and then you got the Red Sea, which they didn't have the Suez Canal, so you had to like get off the boat and like take it by land and then get on another boat in the Mediterranean. Then you got these Ottoman Turks who just took over Constantinople, mid 1500s. So they're now like charging a tax on everybody. You got the Venetians, they're doing the same. So you're
the
just
Venetians.
middleman out the wazoo. So you're like, fuck these fees. Let me just get the goods myself. Cut out all the middlemen. And so now you got a couple options, right? You're looking at a compass. You got north, south, east, and west. You go east, you hit the middlemen. You don't want that. You go north, you hit icebergs. You don't want that. So now you're left with two options. Like, do I go south or do I go west? And now west, that's like, dude, they barely figured out the world is round. Like, it's only
I was
rich
just gonna
people that really
say-
know that.
Right. The assumption right now is the world is flat. Right. We're working in 2D.
Well, it kind of folklore. Like most of the educated people knew it was round. They didn't really know what the deal was, like how big this thing was. Columbus actually, he thought it was round, but he thought it was a lot tinier than it was. That's why he was so big balled, and he's like, I can fucking rip across there. But that's just the sketch zone. West is the sketch. So the first people to really like crack the code on figuring out how to just navigate was the Portuguese. So like, we're not going west. Portuguese, we want to go south. Because Africa's just lit up with
Oh, yeah.
resources. They got the gold, they got the slaves, they got the food, they got everything you need down there. And it's pretty much
It's
untapped.
close too. It's close.
Right. And so now we get this guy Columbus. And Columbus, we all know like the 1492 sailed the ocean blue. Well, he went through Spain for this ocean blue sailing. Before that, he went to Portugal and was like, Portugal, I want to go west. Let me go west. I'm like, nah, dude, we're doing south. Figure out someone else to go west with. So he goes to Spain, and Genoa didn't want it either. They were basically all just like kicking Columbus out. And so he goes to Spain, and he's like, Spain, I got some shit out west. I want to go west. Just let me unleash the hounds, go over there, find some resources, bring it back. I'll give you most of it, and we spread Christianity. But then
Whoa.
Spain,
You're
Spain
just
has a
tacking on
problem.
Christianity?
it's a big one. And it's particularly big because it fucks them here. Because Spain, let me do my best. Dude, I was practicing this earlier. Hold on. So Spain's, fuck, dude. I tried to do a skit in my thing. Okay, so Columbus comes to Spain, and he's like, "Let me go out west." And, fuck, dude. And Spain's like, "Columbus, we love to go out." Fuck, dude, Columbus, we love to go out. No, fuck. That's not it either. Hold on, dude.
Where are these people
Columbus
from Spain?
from Spain.
Okay.
Columbus,
They have a list.
what? You're out your damn mind going west, but second, we gotta kick out these here Muslims, cause it's the Reconquista, dude.
Oh,
They got the Reconquista.
so they're not from Oklahoma.
No, dude, that was me kicking out Muslims. And by me, I mean Spain, because I'm Spanish. So Spain's got the Reconquista where they're trying to kick out the Spanish, or the Moors, which are the Muslims, because they're Christians. So they're all like tied up. They're like, hey, we're in this fight. We don't want to go out west to figure out this spice trade thing because we're just trying to kick out the Muslims. So Columbus gets all fed up. He tries to go to like France and England. They kick him out too. And he's like, all right, let me just be patient. He comes back a couple years later. Reconquista ends in 1492. Reconquista ends. He comes back and he's like, Spain, let me get a second chance. Let me go out west, find Asia. All right, dog. Here's 3 ships. Anything you find, you can be like your little king viceroy thing. You run the ship, and you can keep like 10% of whatever you find. So he's stoked. Don't worry, dude. We're gonna get to
10%.
10%.
10%.
Well,
Does all the work gets 10%?
dude, it's fucking of Asia, dude. It's
Oh, 10%
whatever he
of
finds,
Asia.
he gets 10%.
Of the land.
Yeah.
We're talking whatever he finds. He
Oh,
gets
the
10%,
resources,
not
like all the goodies, all
everything.
the everything they extract, he gets 10%.
Yeah, that's
Which-
a good deal.
It's a really good deal if you find the Americas, but he doesn't know that yet. So he gets the 3 ships and he set sail, and like weeks and weeks, over a month later, just dude, picture like a map
Storms,
and there's just
probably.
nothing there. He finally gets over, and he's like, oh shit, I found Asia. Look,
Yep.
look, is the East Indies Islands? Oh, there's Japan. That's Japan, right? Totally Japan, not Cuba. And then he's like hanging out with all these locals, and he's hanging out, totally not doing anything, any sort of genocidal things or anything like that.
I have an inkling. I have a feeling. That's not Asia.
That's not Asia, dude. But he thinks it's Asia. For the rest of his life, he's convinced that that's
for the
Asia.
rest of his life?
He dies thinking it's Asia. So he goes back to Spain, and he's like, dogs, I found Asia. And they're like, what would you get? Like gold and all the like Asian stuff? And he's like, no, I just hit like the beginning of Asia. I didn't really get like the good Asian stuff. And so like, all right, that's fine. We trust you, Columbus. You just go out and like spread the word how dope it is. So in his spreading, he gets to Seville. And Seville, he meets this dude, this fellow sort of Italian guy. His name's Amerigo Vespucci.
Oh, Vespucci.
Vespucci's a G, and he hears this story about Columbus going and discovering Asia, going west. He's like, whoa, that's crazy. I want to get rich and famous like you, Columbus. So now he goes to Spain, and he's like, Spain, can I get a ship? Let me go out. Let me explore some of the parts that Columbus didn't get. So he sets sail, and this is like a couple years later, so still late 1400s. And he hits this big landmass. And he's like, okay, based on Asia, it's a big landmass. I hit India. I'm in India.
Duh.
There's this big ass river. It's the Amazon River. He thinks it's like one of those Indian rivers. He's like,
The Ganges.
is that what it's called?
It's the
Yeah.
Ganges.
It's the Ganges. So he goes back and he's like, hey, a little fishy, like didn't 100% feel like Asia, but I found Asia. And so he goes back to Spain. They're all stoked. He's writing these letters because he's kind of connected to like the Italian elite. So he's writing letters to the Medici, if you know the Medici family, the finance family. And he's writing these letters and he's like, yeah, it's dope. Discovered this whole place in Asia and India. It's beautiful. Doesn't really line up with like how Marco Polo described Asia, but that's fine. Let me go back and like check it out, investigate some more to like make sure
Plenty more.
it's totally Asia because
There's
it's
plenty.
definitely Asia. So Spain doesn't want a peace. He goes to Portugal. Portugal's like, hey, we'll give you a ship. You go and get this new part that we just got in this treaty where like we split this whole area with Spain. You go and just explore the fringe. So he goes back and he hits what he thinks is India and then follows it down. And he goes all the way down to like, I don't know, what we know today as the bottom of like Argentina. And so he's like, hey, this shit's a lot fucking bigger than Asia. It doesn't feel like Asia. It's really wrong. I don't see any elephants. There are no elephants. There are no lions. Where are the big cats? We just got like jaguars. We got sloths. What the fuck is that? They don't have sloths in Asia. And armadillos.
Giant sloths.
Some would say giant sloths. And
You ever seen those?
I
Cut
thought
'em
those
right
were
in.
ancient, prehistoric.
Oh, they might be prehistoric.
Well, you never know, dude. You could make anything up back then. That's the crazy thing.
That's true.
So he's writing letters back to now Medici, and he's like, dude, this totally isn't Asia. Like, these people are not Asian. These are like, this is nothing like Marco Polo described it. He does the calculations because he's a smart little like map maker, navigator. So he's like, Columbus thought the world was like a lot tinier than it is. He's missing like 5,000 miles of the world. I think this is just a whole new continent. And so now he comes back, letters circulate everywhere. He's like, I discovered this new fucking world. And Columbus is like, nah, dog, this isn't a new world. This is Asia. And so they're the feud of the century. They're just like not agreeing. And then finally, everyone just learns to accept, oh wait, this is actually something new. So a couple years later, this German cartographer, he's like, let me make a map of the world. And on the map, he's like, okay, what do we call this new world? Well, who discovered the new world? That like realized it was that? Oh, Vespucci, Amerigo Vespucci. And so Amerigo, you don't want to take Amerigo's name, like all maps were in Latin. So they're like, oh, let's make it Americus. But Americus, that's masculine, right? And anytime we're naming boats or land, we name it feminine. So we're gonna go Americus, America.
Americus is America. Nice, dude.